Hello everyone, my name is Patrick Rooney. I am the writer, director, Steadicam operator, editor, musical composer for this musical short film, which is called A Primera Vista, the title of which is Spanish and translates to At First Glance, which refers to the end scene of the film. I'm just going to forewarn you, there's going to be a lot of information given across these next 15 minutes just because I have a lot to say about this film, and it's done a lot for me in my career to date, and I just want to say exactly what happens, give away a lot of the secrets of it as well. So I made this film for my university. It was my final major project. It was basically my dissertation for university. I was studying digital filmmaking at the SE Institute, and a lot of the equipment in that we used is from the university as well. So what happened when I made this film was, because I wrote all the music and I filmed it all myself, edited it, I produced the whole thing with a lot of help from these amazing actors that you see on screen right now. I gained a first-class honours degree in digital filmmaking. It's a Bachelor of Arts, and it also gave me an internship with a production company for about 9 months, which actually set up my career today, working full-time as a filmmaker, kind of freelance now. And the Dear Friend Films logo that you saw at the beginning of the film, that's actually the title that I work under now for a lot of the productions I do. So it's all really thanks to this film. This film kicked off a lot of things for me. So I want to thank everyone who was part of it. This dance sequence that you see filmed in this hall, this location was called St. Luke's. It's a really nice venue in Glasgow, in the city of Glasgow. We only had 1 day to film all the scenes in this dance hall. We had about 20 odd extras. I think we had about 20 plus extras on camera, all in their own costume with completely individual masks, and that were made individually by our amazing prop maker and set designer, who did a lot of the set dressing and everything as well, and the set decor, who was my girlfriend Megan. She did all these amazing designs and masks herself and helped out. Some of them are actually face paints on the actors, so a shout out to her, 'cause she did an amazing job and helping me out with that. As well as my dance choreographer, SURAYA AHMED, who you see there. She is dancing with William, who plays the host of this film, or the Day of the Dead festival, which this is based on. So she got to star in it, but also she taught everyone in that scene how to do that dance, basically, in time with each other. So it was really amazing and brilliant to have her on the project with me. Yeah, I wrote all the music and the lyrics to this film, performed all the piano parts, and produced it with Stuart Grant, who has this incredible studio in his flat and made it as good as I could ever imagine it, if not a lot better than I could imagine it. So shout out to Stuart as well. So here we are. This is Don, played by Enrico Michelotto. He's not actually an actor, but he's a brilliant musician and like musical artist. He did an awesome job. He works under the name of 2/3 of Me. His music's online if you want to search him out, but he played the part brilliantly and just wanted to do some acting for me. And it was great actually, because he had a lot of musical knowledge and helped me out with a lot of stuff when recording the soundtrack in the initial stage. This was filmed in my brother Graham's flat in Glasgow. He doesn't live there anymore, but it was a brilliant flat, and perfect for this sort of vibe, because it had really high ceilings and it didn't cast a lot of shadows our way, and we were just really lucky to get a lot of very nice natural daylight, so we didn't use a lot of lighting, which was our problem with St. Luke's really, because we had to use a lot of lighting that cast shadows. So when you see the introduction there, that introduction scene, there's a lot of light flares and a lot of like light bleeds of different colours, and I really had to use that just to cover up a lot of the shadows that myself and my Steadicam rig cast on a lot of the dancers and the actors. So That's why in these scenes they're quite clean and they're quite minimal in their lighting effects, just because it's daylight that I used. I only use natural lighting. But in the other ones, you'll see a lot of light bleeds, and it's because it's a lot more stylized, and it actually is me hiding the shadows in the edit. So there you go. There's a little secret on how I tried to save myself a little bit with casting shadows, making it obvious I was filming it. So yeah, if you haven't actually seen this film without the commentary, then please check it out properly. It's on my Dear Friend Films YouTube channel. Even just to listen to the brilliant performances you will hear and see as they sing and dance. Everyone is doing it themselves. We had amazing talent helping out on this film. So please just even watch it for the songs, at least. So these two, that is James, who is an amazing actor and a brilliant singer and dancer, and Laura, who is his partner in these scenes. So this is their big scene, really, which is a nice little surreal dream sequence that I wanted to emulate from the classic Hollywood films. Both wearing blue against a nice white background. We filmed this in my brother's office at the time as well. It was the only place we could get in time, and with our budget. We had a budget that was quite small, and it was a student production as well, so he pulled a lot of strings for us to get this nice room with white walls, and you can still see like the floor. It would be awesome if the floor was all white as well, like a white infinity room almost, but you know, we worked with what we had, and I think it turns out quite well. Really just because you're transfixed by these guys with their awesome dance routine, who was the dance routine was also choreographed by our brilliant dance choreographer SURAYA, who you saw in the first scene of the film. But Laura and James have that classic vocal, which is like just brilliant to listen to, and they totally made the music that I had written their own. You know, it's I almost feel guilty about taking writing credit for it, because their voices really make the song. And then you get this nice cut here, bringing us back to Dawn's flat. That always gets a nice reaction when I watch it with people as well. People kind of click like, oh right, okay, I totally understand the vibe now, or you know, I appreciate that little cut there if you like transitions. So this is another transition here where Dawn plays the beginning of the theme tune to Selena's theme. This is Selena's introduction scene here. We filmed this in my girlfriend Megan, who was the brilliant costume designer, prop maker, set designer as well. This is her student hall's apartment room that we filmed in. And this is Alex, who plays Selena. She's a fantastic actress and she does a lot of theatre acting. She's also a musical artist herself. She's a great singer, and she's going to be like the love interest for Dawn in this film, basically. And I like this shot because, you know, against the mirror with the lights and that, it looks really nice. But you will actually see we had to hide the shadows again with these light flares, and you still see the shadow of my Steadicam just a little bit at the back of her head there, just a little bit on her neck. And you'll see again when the Steadicam moves away from her that I had to use light bleeds again to cover up the shadow. I really hadn't cracked lighting at this point. I really should have put a bit more practice into trying to nail the lighting, but I think with the schedule and because I was doing everything myself, I did have some help with the lighting from a lot of fellow students. There you go, there's another light bleed, and you can still see the shadow, but I think I'm kind of excused a little bit because of that. But it's really hard to do everything yourself when you're wearing a big heavy Steadicam rig and you're trying to fix a light on the wall. It just doesn't work out well when you've got a tight schedule. So here we go. This here was actually the last shot of the day that we filmed, because it was the last thing that I could do, because at the beginning of the day when we had this location, it was all raining outside and it was dark and overcast, so I really didn't want to film outside. I was just kind of putting my bets on it being nicer later on in the day. So there we go, cutting to the inside of the hall back in St. Luke's, back to the Day of the Dead festival, trying to make it look as busy as possible with the 20 plus extras we got. And you can see there that the front doors are actually closed there, because we filmed these shots earlier on in the day, and I was only putting my bets on filming the outside shot later on, so a bit of continuity errors there in the editing. But back to the host and SURAYA, who plays the character of Love. They're kind of like the spirit of this film. They're hosting the festival. They're leading these two characters of Dawn and Selena to the festival to fall in love, basically. That's kind of the idea of the film. Big sombreros there. They always had a bit of fun wearing those on set. So this was quite a difficult scene to film, really, because we tried to make it look as busy as possible with the lighting and kind of just distract your eye a little bit with those spotlights. And a couple more light bleeds just to hide the shadows and things like that and make it a bit more colourful and exciting. And this is the scene where Dawn and Selena end up meeting each other, and this is where the title of the film comes into play, because this is when they fall in love at first glance, which is a Primera Vista translated from Spanish. So that's really the whole film. And this bit as well, when we're on set, because we only had a day to shoot it, we had to book in advance quite early to get the venue for a day. And we had only recorded the vocals to their songs. We hadn't recorded any of the other instrumentals. So what I had to do was play the instrumental on a keyboard, totally offbeat, off timing recording for the vocals and the dancing. So everyone had to lip sync and dance to an offbeat keyboard, which was really poorly recorded, with their vocals to try and get that lip sync accurate. So they did an awesome job trying to do that. So this sequence was all filmed in a day as well. We just had to run around Glasgow with a bag full of different outfits for the actors, go to some of the iconic scenes. That shot there, which was in the Gallery of Art, that was the only shot we could get because we got told to leave, because it was literally 2 minutes before they were closing the art gallery there. And of course, in typical Glaswegian or in typical Scottish fashion for that matter, it was poor, wet, overcast weather all day, which didn't help when you're trying to make a montage seem like it's been filmed across different days or across different months for that matter. You're building up these people's relationship really, and leading them on to what they see ahead of their life. So it was difficult when you're trying to film a happy montage showing their love life and it's all happy, but you get this awful wet drizzly day in Glasgow. So that is us back to St. Luke's. That one cut and this final one take shot here is the one that really kind of makes the film work, I think. It leaves you with a bit of a happy taste and in your mouth when it's over, you know. This is the one shot that gets the biggest right moment, when they get that nod to the camera and that's sweet. When people watch it, it's almost like they get it then, and they get the vibe. I actually got to see this film at a film festival over in the US, which I was really lucky to go to, and the audience reacted really well with that cut and that shot. So that was really nice to kind of experience it with an audience and know that they thought it was good and I worked it well. So here we are as the end credits, where you will see everyone's name. Everyone who was involved in this film in some way has been credited here. I wanted these end credits to be quite long to give everyone who helped me out their part, because I did have a lot of help with people giving their time to be a part of it, whether it was on camera or behind the camera, just kind of helping out with whatever I needed them to do. So even though I say like I was the writer, director, Steadicam operator, musical composer, editor, I did have a lot of help with people who was like driving around cars for me and all that sort of thing, and helping with the about 30 people we had in front of the camera at one time. So and also we had a crowdfunding campaign, which a lot of these executive producers were part of. That's where they got that title. We raised about £1,000 to help with the cost of hiring venues, food, transport, costumes, props, set design, buying all those things to be decorated and customized ourselves. So that was great, and it helped us out a lot to raise that amount of money with people donating to help us out. So one last thing I'd like to say, this film has gone around 3 international film festivals, and it's seriously done quite a lot for me when I look back from where it has led me to this point where I'm still talking about it. This will be the last time that I really talk about it, just because I wanted one final last thank you to everyone in this film. Everyone who has helped out. I can't tell you how much I appreciated all your help on this film, and it was brilliant. It's taken me a long time to actually be proud of this film, but you know, I am proud of it now. It shows where I am, or where I was at a certain point in my career over a year ago. It'll be close to 2 years ago now soon. So thank you everyone for watching it. I hope you enjoyed it, and I can't wait to show you what I do next. Thank you.